Good morning, everyone. So today we're at a rather little nice, it's a Renault, well, it's got a broken mirror, it's a Renault Megane, what did you say, coupe? Cabriolet, soft top, hard top, oh I saw it's hard top with retractable roof. So it's my friend Stuart, he's came into this car, he's watched it for what, 2 years? Stuart's a good guy, he's also a millionaire. Is that right, Stuart? So he got it for a bargain price. So he recovered it from Aberdeen car. So anyway, so I'll show you in the edit the faults. But I cleared the fault first time around, and the one that keeps coming back is blocked particle filter. So this is a 1.9 what's this? DCI. So we're trying to figure out how we get to this particle filter. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's even better, man. Good for you. 130 brake horsepower. So he's getting ready for the summer. So I'll show you a few components on the car if you're going to purchase one of these. So this is a MAP sensor. That measures atmospheric pressure or pressure within the intake manifold. So ultimately that's where the turbo would take its reading from. So I'll show you in the edit the turbo's boosting, but it'll not boost properly because the exhaust is restricted. So here's your throttle valve control. Let me see. Here's your high pressure pump for your common rail system. We believe this up here is your EGR valve. Now, when I was looking at the data on the scan tool, I couldn't see much movement on EGR, so with it lying for 2 years, we're wondering if that's maybe stuck. Here's another important component. This is your priming bulb. If you do a filter change for the diesel filter, make sure you prime the thing back up. There's your air mass meter. That measures air coming in, and that's your air filter there as well. But so I'll go and locate this. There'll be a sensor that goes into the exhaust for the particle filter, and I'll let you see that fact. I'll let you see the data on the scan tool. So I was reading, I think it was about 500 millibar, so far too high. You want a maximum of 1 psi in the exhaust. Let's see. Put that over there. We'll start the car, put the clutch in. I'll get it focused on here. So you can see, even sitting at idle, we're sitting at 99 millibar. Oh dear. The thing is just dying now. I must get really restricted. So you hear the car choking. So our measurement is, so there you go, shot to 300. So anyway, we need to find that where the sensor is, and I'll get back to you. Cheers. So we've had a good look underneath this thing, and we cannot see where the actual sensor is. In fact, I'll crawl underneath just because it's used. I'll let you see this. Oh dear doctor. There we go. So the one on the left there with the wires, that's actually the temperature sensor, but it's the one on the right that goes up to the pressure sensor. So it then goes into a rubber tubing, and it seems to be down the back here, and I cannot see where it goes. So what my friend's going to do is going to he's going to put some heat on that nut and try and put that DPF doctor right into there to see if he can clear that, because the other bit looks a bit impossible. So he's going to do it himself, and I'll speak to him later on and let you see how he gets on. So that's the temperature sensor because it's got a wire, and that's the pressure sensor because it's got a tube. So And I'll let you see the stuff. Oh. So there it's there. This is what he's going to use and see if it does the business. I must say the launch tool was good on the Renault, but the snap-on was quite hopeless really. It doesn't give you that many PIDs. So that was the best tool. I'm sure the hotel would be good on Renaults as well. So I'll let you know how he gets on. So this is me back underneath the car. Stuart managed to find where the sensor goes into, so hopefully I can let you see this. See up the back there. There it's there. What an awkward position. So that's the exhaust pressure sensor, and as I showed you earlier on, he tried yesterday to remove that connection into the DPF. He even heated it up, no chance. He was going to round the thing, so we didn't want to do that. So that's it there, just over this. What do you call it? It's like an under tray, or I don't know what it is. But that's it in there, right at the back of the car. That's it. You can see the flexible bit for the exhaust, and that's the connection in there, and the DPF. I'll go down that way. The DPF sensor. They couldn't have made it much harder for us, I could tell you. So I'll let you see the figures when we start it. Hopefully this will reduce rapidly and unblock the thing. So that's the engine started, the treatment's in the exhaust, and we're looking at this figure up here. Oh, it's coming down already, sure. So when we started idling we were at 109, we're now down to 69, so it's looking good. You can actually smell this stuff. So there's the temperature, 50 degrees. The figure is coming down. That's suiting the particle filter, 60 gram. I think that's only a calculated low amount. It does it with an algorithm, so we maybe need to go in and clear that. I was a bit worried about the EGR valve, but wait and see. There you go, number of regeneration failures 42. The particle difference pressure voltage 0.1. I didn't understand what that means. And there's other figures there. So I'll show you the exhaust getting a bit smoky. It will get worse. We're now doing it 58. It's looking good. Plenty of smoke. So I was saying to Stuart, ideally we should be at 0 or maybe 5 millibar at idle. And when you take up to 2000 revs, you should be under 1 psi. I think that's about 50 millibar. I'll tell you in the edit. So we're already at a half of what we started, so that's good. I'll get back to you. So after roughly 5 minutes of sitting here in the garage at idle, we're now down to 23, well between 23 and 25, so we're now at a quarter of what we were before. But I cannot see any movement on that EGR valve, which is a bit worrying. So I was thinking, what is the major causes of a blocked DPF? So the first one's low coolant temperature sense, low coolant temperature, say a stuck thermostat. The next one's the wrong type of oil that produces too much ash. The third one's a blocked or a choked or a stuck EGR valve. Oh dear, we're getting the fumes here now, oh dear. And what's the fourth one? Can't I remember. A fault in the system. But these are the common things why it would fail. Oh, short runs. If you do short runs, you'll not get, because that's got failed regenerations 42, so maybe it's been used for short runs, I don't know. So that's another common cause. Driving style. So I'll get you a rev it, shoot at 2000 and see what kind of figures we get. That 2000. The figure is coming down and there's plenty of smoke. Convert 70 millibar to PSI. So there's the current figure that we're sitting at with 70 millibar, which is, you're right on the limit, I would say, to that. So at least we brought it down quite considerably. I think we'll take it a run and see what figures we can get. I would say we're right on the limit, Stuart. We're at 1 PSI at 2000, which is no bad.
Sorry?
Maybe a wee run would help that. After a blast round the scheme here, oh no, housing estate, we can't say scheme. Right, so it's a particle filter difference at idles 8 millibar, so you can see it's reduced considerably. So what we're trying to get to the bottom of here is, why did this filter block in the first place? Because everybody knows a block DPF is just a symptom, not a cause. So when I was sitting looking at my live data here, this EGR valve, I am getting absolutely no fluctuation in that figure at all. So the way they usually work, when you're sitting at idle it should be open, but as soon as you floor it, the EGR valve should close. So I never seen that on this scan tool. So what I think we're going to do is go in and have a wee look at the EGR valve and see what we think of that. But let's just see if any codes came back. Escape, read codes. Nothing at the moment, but as you know, we usually need 3 stop starts to do that. And within the function test, I'm sure there wasn't an EGR thing there anyway. Emission control. Oh, I think we'll strip down the EGR. In fact, what we can do, this will maybe be better sense. Well, sorry about the glare, we'll come out of this and we'll just go to oh man, we'll cancel out of that. We'll go to diagnostics, we'll go to just normal OBD and we'll auto scan the protocols. And sometimes you can read this a bit easier than the manufacturer's stuff. So we'll go into live data. There's no actually anything in this for the live data for EGR.
Dandy.
What's that? Check injection system. Oh, sure, it's just saying there's a message appeared there in check injection system. So I need to go back again. Yes. Auto selection, read. Okay. Yes it. Diagnosis, control unit. injection system. Read codes. Active, consistent multiple signals from CCSL, the data supplied to the cruise control. We can forget about that. And engine oil dilution signal outside the upper limit. So I think this will be quite like what a Mitsubishi had done before. You've got to tell it that you've changed the oil. It's probably linked into that service light there, so I'll attack them and get back to you. So once we had cleared the service light by using the stock at the end there, I think it's the up button, and then you go to service requirements and then you press and hold it, you can see that our engine dilution ratio went down to 0.2. so I don't think we should get a reoccurrence of that code. You can see even your engine oil ratio is 0.2, so it's important that you clear that. So we're just waiting to see if any other codes come back, but I think we're good to go now. But I still see that EGR valve minus 10%, that still looks suspicious. But then again, the computer is not complaining about it, so who knows. We could just give it a run round the block and see. But it's looking quite good so far. You can see our soot and the particle filters down to 16 grams, so the more we drive it, the more that figure will come down, because that's just referenced off the pressure within the exhaust. See that last EGR offset never changes. Maybe we'll just drive it, see how it goes.